to a particular role. So just like a brief talk where everybody understands what they will be doing. So in summary, that was what those three things mean, and that was what we talked about last week.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Gloria, you have the floor. Gloria, your hand is up. Please go ahead. That's Jamil, right?
Good evening,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, Gloria, go ahead.
Good evening,
I'm taking
sir.
note. Oh, good evening, Gloria. Please
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
last week, we talked about
Have it at the back of your
permit.
mind. You are teaching us you are teaching us. So you have 5 minutes to summarize.
Okay, sir.
So those that were not in class can learn from
Okay,
you,
sir.
all of you. So go on.
Okay, sir. So last week we talked about permit to work, toolbox talk, and job hazard analysis. So you made us understand that permit to work is the license certificate or the is the, let me say, a receipt, kind of receipt that is needed in most especially in the high risk industry before the work can be done, and it's usually issued by the safety officer to the recipients or the people that are about to carry out the job, in most especially in high risk industry like working at
Just a moment,
height,
Gloria, please, before you proceed.
working
There are some
in
terms I want to be
confined
hearing from you
spaces, hot
guys.
work,
Can you hear me?
jobs, and all of that. Then toolbox.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Gloria,
sir.
before you guys proceed, there are some things I want to be hearing, because we spoke very well. You are
Okay,
doing
sir. I can
justice
hear
to
you,
that.
sir.
I want to be hearing
Yes, sir.
there's permit holder, there's issuer, and all of that. Those are the terms in permit to work. I think we made mention of all of those things. It was even in the slide I sent that we use in class. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so this permit to work is being issued by the safety officer to the permit holder. That's the people that are about to carry out this job. Then toolbox talk. Toolbox talk is like a meeting between or among these set of persons or these workers that are about to carry out a job or a task. For example, let's assume you want to work you want to work at height. So
Am I the only one that cannot hear I again, or is general?
It's general. I think it's a network.
Okay. Victor, go ahead. You have
I think
2
it's a
minutes.
network.
Okay. Victor, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. So last week we spoke about the permit to work. So we talked about terms like permit issuer, who is the supervisor of the work or the safety officer. Then permit holder is the person carrying out the work or the job. Then a permit applicant is whoever that applied on behalf of the permit holder, but it's the permit holder that will receive the permit to work by him or herself. Then the so the people that get the permit to work slip will be, so the permit issuer, permit holder, then they paste it on the permit job, on the permit board rather. So it shows that the work is ongoing. Then we spoke about job job hazard analysis, which is a step-by-step method to identify hazard associated to that task or job. So it ensures that whatever those hazards we've identified does not happen no matter what, or it's being managed properly. Then it talks about also the control measures that needed to be implemented. Then permit to work before then is more like it authorizes the work. So it authorizes the work, and permit to work is not complete or is incomplete without job hazard analysis, because just job hazard analysis breaks down the tasks down into different steps.
Yeah.
That's the,
So
I talks about the standard
okay.
hazard and the likes. Then the toolbox talk is just like a short and focused um, information being passed among those that will be carrying out that job. Then to communicate the control to the crew. It's more like very short, maybe like 5 minutes thereabouts, just pinpoints the necessary things that making reference to the job hazard analysis. So permit to work is incomplete without job hazard analysis, and they are both going to be ineffective without the toolbox talk. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Gloria, you were still raising up your hand. Thank you for that. That's so, guys. What do you think? Should we just use 10 minutes or 5 minutes to recap for those that were not in class?
I think 10
Uh,
minutes will do.
okay. No, we are going to vote. Those for those for me to have a makeup class for them with 10 minutes. Say hey. Those again say nay. Or you guys, if you are four, please raise up your hand. Let me see your hands. I will count it. And it's going to be for those that were only from those that were in class, oh, because it's their time that we are using. Those that were in class last week. That's two. Those against your hands. You can put your hand down now. Those against, please raise your hand. Okay, that's noted. That's noted. So guys, before I proceed, please and please, I will not be going back to have a makeup class for everyone. Please always try to inform me if you are not going to be around so that I can probably shorten the class so that you don't miss a lot, or probably just find a way and probably I can at my leisure time to create another class for you guys that were not in class in another day to probably meet up, because the essence is not just to mark attendance. It's for you to be grounded in all of these things, because I carefully selected all these topics. I carefully selected all these topics and carefully come up with this thing to meet up with standard whereby at every point in time you are meeting the industry requirements from you are meeting up with the industry requirements. Please and please. Jamie, please go on. Jamie, you want to say something?
Yes, I just want to show that if there is anyone here that is not around last week, so it won't be as if we are just repeating the same thing for those of us that are around. So I don't know. I've not heard from anybody that was not in the class last week. So maybe if there are people that are not in the class, so they can identify, so we know it's not as if we are just repeating the same thing. So I go.
Okay, that's carried. It's like everybody is in class, there's nobody signifying. So I think we'll start with today's class proper.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, James. Oh, so you guys were there. You guys don't want to raise your hand before. Please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, James. Simia, Shegun. Okay. So they are all here. Their hands are up. Jamil,
Yeah, the Shegun,
everybody.
yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
All right, sir.
So, sorry, I actually was not in class last week due to my joining to site. So, I had a very funny journey that period. I couldn't join the class. Though I read through the handout that was shared, and from the contributions so far, I think I've been able to gain one or two things as far as what was discussed last week. So, thank you.
Okay. So we'll be doing this very quickly. So last week we spoke on permit to work, toolbox talk, and job hazard analysis. Are we together?
Yes,
Please
sir. We are together.
confirm you can
Yes,
see my
sir.
Yes,
screen.
sir.
We're together.
And confirm you can see my screen too.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
Okay. So
I
yeah,
can see
last
your
week,
screen.
by the end of the class, people were able to understand the purpose of permit to work system. They were able to
I can
explain
see it, sir.
and know why permit to work is required, especially in oil and gas operation, generally in all operations. So we also were able to describe what toolbox talk is all about. We also break down a job. We break down one particular task, a particular job. We now break it down step by step. And we also spoke about how to apply permit to work and JHA, job hazard analysis. PTW, you we mostly see PTW, you mostly see TBT, you see JHA. In HSE, we always use abbreviation. We use abbreviations a lot. So PTW is permit to work, TBT, toolbox talk, JHA, job hazard analysis. Permit to work, what is permit to work? Like I explained, it is a formal document, a formal written document. It's like I shared some things on the group. I shared a permit to work on the group chat. We all saw it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that permit to work, what did you observe on the permit to work? It is like a paper that has two other copies. So in total, that's three copies. On it, you see the dates, you see the task that they want to do that day. You see it's where you write the task that you want to do, you write the date, you see the time when the permit is open and the time when the permit becomes the time where the permit becomes that you have to close the permit. Are we together? On that same permit, you identify the hazards. They already identify some hazard on that permit to work, whereby you just tick. Okay, if you are going to work at height, if you are going to do this, it's already designed on that permit. You tick it, you tick it, you tick it. Okay. So when you are doing now, you have identified the hazards. On that same permit, you see a place where they put the control measures for each of the hazards. If you are working at height, you see on that same permit control measures. You see a column. You see body harness, Google nose mask. So whichever thing that fits with what you want to do, that you request the permit for, you now take it. You are working at height. You see body harness. You tick the body harness, meaning that do you have that body harness with you before you start? You tick it that yes, I have a body harness. I have hand gloves before I start touching something. I wear my PPE, you tick it. PPE, ADAT, you tick it. It shows that those things that are needed for that job, you tick it. Probably if you are doing a hot work, on that same permit to work, you see somewhere like for hot work permits, you see where they will put something like is there a fire wash, fire watch, fire extinguisher? If so, it reminds you that even though if you wanted to start the work, the moment you see it, fire extinguisher, it means that it has remind you that there's a control measures you need to put in place, which is to get a fire extinguisher. You get it, you tick it. A fire watch, that means somebody has to be there with you that will be with the fire extinguisher while you are working, so that that person can proactively notice when there's a fire somewhere immediately, and you guys can start fighting the fire. Is that noted? So you see all those things on the permit to work. Then on that same permit to work, you see the permit applicant, you see the permit issuer, you see the permit holder. All those things, everybody signs their name. So and you know, any document, any paper whereby there's a signature on it has become a legal document. The moment you put a signature on something, it becomes a legal document. So this summarizes what a permit to work is. Permit to work is a written system that you use to control high risk. Any job that is that has high risk, you collect permit. That is what permit system is all about. Okay, it tells you the hazard involved, the precautions, and we have different types of permit to work. We have the hot work permit, confined space. That's before you work in confined space, you quickly check if there's enough oxygen in the place you want to go and work, or if there needs. You also check if there are poisonous gas. You use a gas detector. All those things are in the permit to work for confined space entry. So when you hold the permit to work, it reminds you of things that needs to be done before you tick it. You do all of those things and you tick it, and everybody sign that yes, this thing is being provided, this hazard has been identified, these control measures have been put in place, there's enough oxygen for him to go in. Oh, there's not enough oxygen for him to go in, I will not sign this permit. That is because we have different signature on it. So the other person will say, I will not sign this thing until this thing is done. So everybody comes together, we all sign, and we make sure that these things have been put in place. That is how a permit to work works. Is that noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
permit to work responsibility and criticality. When the permit to work, you see the permit issuer, usually the supervisor, that or the safety officer that supervises the work, that will issue you the permit. So when you collect the permit, you are the permit holder, meaning that you have collected this permit. Now go and tick, go and make sure that all these things are in place before you start. So when you sign, before you sign, you get. So that is the permit issuer, the permit holder, the workers. Then what do you collect permit to work for? For high risk hazards. So I will be very fast with it. It's a recap of last week. That summarizes what a permit to work is. Toolbox stock is not toolbox. When you hear toolbox, like I asked last week, toolbox is not about it's not a box whereby you have all your screwdriver, your it's not a box where you have your screwdriver, you have your uh you have your wrench and all of those things. That's not what toolbox is all about. Toolbox stock is like if you are in a company, you have mechanics, you have the electricians, you have all of them. So if we, the electricians, want to work, we are the one that understand more of our work. That means the leader of that group and all of us that is everybody has on a safety meeting in the morning. Then each of the sections that have different works to do, they come together before they start that work for that day and discuss about that work and talk about the hazards in it and all of those things together. That's what his toolbox talk is basically all about. All sections do it in there based on the job before you start the work for the day. So the essence of toolbox talk is to remind the workers the essence of toolbox talk is to remind the workers of the hazards, to clarify the roles. Okay, you are the one that will do this. So everybody in that particular section that wants to do that work, that particular one, they come together. Okay, analyze and do all those things. That's what toolbox talk is all about. So that's what the toolbox talk is all about. So you come together, you engage the team, ask questions, all of you come together with those people, particularly for that particular site and that task for that day, for that section. So that means you can have 5 different toolbox talk in one company at the same day, because the electrician within themselves will have a toolbox talk within themselves before they start the work. Is that understood? So that's what toolbox talk is basically all about. There's so noting that toolbox talk is different from safety talk. It's different from where you just talk generally. Toolbox talk is about that particular task. Toolbox talk. Those people that are working together. In those toolbox talk, you can also differentiate task and give all of them, okay, you do this, you do this. That's you organize yourself. So that's what toolbox talk is basically all about. Then we have job hazard analysis, the JHA. remember the week before last, we talked about risk assessment. Risk assessment whereby you have different section of the company inside the risk, which we all did, the risk assessment exam. So job hazard analysis is similar to risk assessment, but not risk assessment. Job hazard analysis, risk assessment, you can do a risk assessment for the whole facility. But a job hazard analysis means that that particular task, if today, what we want to do is we have a generator on the floor, we want to lift that generator and put it on a rig. Maybe it's going to be up. So now, job hazard analysis means that what we want to do today is to lift this thing to that place and set it and arrange it and fix the connection. Risk assessment would have done the whole thing holistically, while job hazard analysis will now come. What do we want to do? You now break down. If we want to lift this generator and put it on that place, what do we do? That means we will need a crane. The crane we will tie the crane. We are going to use those mooring wire to tie it and lift it. Then somebody will be there that will hold the lines, to direct it. Then there will be somebody on that rig that will receive it. Then there will be those that will arrange it and set it. So that means you now break it down for that particular thing that you want to do achieve. You now break down those steps one by one. You now identify all the hazards for each step. If for the first one, let's say we want to lift the generator before we set it. Lifting it, what can happen? It can fall. Somebody can be in line of fire whereby the thing can fall on it. Maybe we'll have you break it down and identify the risk, the hazards that are there, and also the control measures one by one. Then after that, we'll set it. What are the risks involved? What do we do? Excuse me. So,
Sorry, sir.
thank you. So that is what a job hazard analysis is. You select the job that you want to do. Like everybody, we have different jobs that we are going to do. So everybody pick the job they want to do, that day. Then we'll now break it down into step by step. We identify all the hazards and we decide all the controls that is needed. Like you have the example here, connecting host to failed transfer. First of all, you have to lift the host. When they want to lift the host, what can happen? There can be back strain. So what an injury. So what do we do to prevent it? We use steam lift. Then we also make a mechanical aid where we are going to bring a crane and stuff like that. Then after that, what do? We connect the hose. You can see you are breaking that task for that day. You are not breaking it down into step. You are breaking it step by step. That particular task. So you connect the hose. When you are connecting the hose, what can happen? There can be spill. You can also be exposed to the fuel that can probably irritate your skin so that's how a job hazard analysis is done, which we have all done our assignment too. That is what it's all about. So after connecting those, what's the next thing we are going to do to achieve it? We are going to open the valve. What can happen when we open the valve? Leak under pressure. There can be leakage. Boom. So how do we do it? We'll make sure that there's no ignition source around. We, we we need PPE. We also make sure that we check the valve, that the valve is in safe, is the valves are okay. So that's you breaking down. So that's you breaking it down into step. That's you breaking it down step by step and identifying the hazard and also stating the control measures. So we were able to link toolbox stock, permit to work, and job hazard analysis together for you to have a complete day. All these things are safety system. They are safe system that we implement. All was our aim to make sure that everybody goes to work and come back safe. The work is done safely. In the morning, you do a toolbox talk before you start. Then you also go for your permit to work. When you collect your permit to work, you tick. Then you now do a job hazard analysis. All of those things. When you do it together, what do you have? You have a safe work for that day. So that will be all for that. Whereby we'll now continue with our class for today. Is that understood? Gloria, please, do you have your hands up?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Okay, sir. Sir, can you make me the co-host for the meeting so I
Okay,
can end the recording once the class is over?
okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. So I just want to, those that were not in class, are you okay with that? Is that fine? Does that summarize what you've read? from the slide I shared with you? Does that do justice to what you understand
Yes, sir.
from this slide? Okay, awesome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You guys are not welcome. You are not welcome.
Please accept our apology, sir.
No, you are not welcome. I will think about it. Where's this slide? Sure. Okay, let me stop share first. Fola. I don't know what's happening to this slide. I'm trying to get it. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I think I've gotten what I needed now. Fola, thank you for I didn't see this slide before. Thank you. So hello, are you guys with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we are
Loud
with you,
and clear.
sir.
Okay, confirm you can see my screen
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, today we are starting incident reporting and investigation. Please, what do you understand by incident?
An event that occurred.
Okay. Is anybody talking? I cannot hear you.
So incidents, well, I will just say they're like near miss, like they didn't like accident that occurred that didn't lead to injury, or we can't call it accident, yeah. So something that occurred that doesn't lead to injury, but it was like a near miss. So that's
Okay.
what I can.
Thank you. Any other person?
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Incident is an unplanned event that can result in injury and property damage, and sometimes cannot result in injury or property damage, as the case may be, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that. Any other person? One last attempt. We've all spoken well. Any other person? Any other person?
Okay, sir. Incident is kind of intertwined with accident, though it's not accident. So I feel that incident is the probability that an accident can either cause or not.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. So that's fine. Incident is different from accident. When they say accident, they say something that happened, like an unplanned event that happened that caused probably damage to properties and all of that. That's what accident is all about. But what is incident itself? Incident means that when an accident happens, to some extent, we can categorize when an incident happens. it can be fatal and it may not be fatal, isn't it? When something happens, it can be damaging, and sometimes some things can happen and nothing will happen and there will be no damage. I don't know. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. So when we say incident means that anything that happens at all that you did not plan. When an unplanned event happens, that is incident. When somebody slip and fall, there is an incident, or probably there was a leakage somewhere, but there was nothing to ignite that. Sorry, this boy is not feeling fine. I'm just trying to. So sorry. So when there's an unplanned event that happened, that's incident. But when it has happened and it now caused damage or harm, that is when you call it accident. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that brings us to, there are some definition we will need to understand for this class. We have accidents. What is accident? Accident is anything that cause harm or damage. It could be harm to the individual, it could be harm to people, it could be damage to properties, it could be damage to the environment and all of those things. That's an accident. While in incident is defined as any unplanned event at all, anything that you did not plan that happens. Then another definition that we need to understand is what we call near miss. When we say near miss, let's say like in our that was in second week, which I think we mentioned something whereby an operator was working and there's an oil spill there and he slipped on it and probably broke his hand, and then somebody has worked on that oil before that operator came there. That person stepped on the oil, he slipped but he did not fall, so the person just okay slipped and left it, and so that person that stepped on that oil and nothing happened, that is a near miss. So that event happened that day, but it didn't cause him harm. Doesn't mean that oil spill cannot couldn't have broken his leg if he slipped on it. But that particular day, nothing happened because the moment he slipped on it, he was able to probably help himself. So that's a near miss. So if near miss is not reported, another person can now, that same thing that happened to you that did not injure you can happen to somebody else and that person will get injured. That's the concept of near miss. So when we as an individual are doing what, we have our roles and responsibility from our first class that we listed out. When somebody do something that is not supposed to do, you have been told, okay, this is the operating procedure of this thing, and it's your time to work and you are not following the standard operating procedure despite being taught. What you are doing is an unsafe act. It's not safe. You have been told that you should not go into the plant without your helmet, without your safety boots, but you went ahead with your helmet and your safety boots. What you have done is an unsafe act. So when also a worker is working with a machine that let's say I'm working with a machine and there's an open part of the machine. The moving part is open, whereby my hand can just get inside and it can probably twist my hand or probably cut the individual's hand. That's an unsafe condition. That means that condition is there. It is not the worker that will fix the it is not the worker, it is not the worker's fault that I'll go and meet grandma. Mm. Okay, sorry for that. Are we together?
Yes, sir. We are together, sir.
I'm with you, sir.
Okay. So that's an unsafe condition. So accident, an unplanned event that happens that cause damage, incident, an unplanned event at all. So that means an accident can also be categorized as an incident. So an accident is an incident. Because incident is like when we have a structure, when we have a company, every one of us, we are under that company, we are under that organization. So incident is like it covers for all of it. So when there's an incident, when something happens, they say there's an incident. But we now want to categorize the incidents. Did this thing lead to, is somebody dead or is somebody harmed and all of this? That's an accident. Is that understood? So
Yes,
that's
sir.
Yes,
basic
sir.
because
Yes,
we
sir.
need to, because these are small questions that they do ask. For many people, they get to mix incident and accident. So for this week that we are talking about incident reporting, why do we report incident? Remember, moral reasons, legal reasons, and financial reasons. So when we say moral, when you report an incident, the reason why we report it, when something happened and you decide, like you slipped on something, that's a near miss. But that near miss is also an incident that happened, isn't it? You
Yes,
slipped on
it is.
something, is an incident, right? So
Yes,
when you now
sir.
go ahead to report it, what you have done is that, like, nobody saw it, nobody saw you, you just let, you almost sleep, but nothing happened, you just let it go. Nothing happened, nobody saw it, so you might decide not to report it. But it's just a moral thing for you, like, for you to protect life, protect somebody else, you report it so that something can be done. So that's like a moral reasons. Just like our first class where we talked about the moral reason why we do a lot of things, why organizations should do things. The same way we have moral reasons to do things. So that you reporting that is a moral reason to you that I don't want somebody else, I don't want my friend or a coworker like me to now get injured. So that's you following a moral path, isn't it? Also, when something happens in your organization, it is by law, it is a law that you must report what happened. That's why you see that when there's an explosion, the law has it that within 24 to 48 hours, there's going to be a preliminary report. Like, yes, when there's an explosion, you see company, they will issue out, we had an explosion, this thing, but the details of these things will be, once we'll do a root cause analysis, the investigation will go on, then they will now bring a proper report. But there must be a preliminary report, isn't it? So that is why, those are the reasons why you see organizations do those things. When something happens, they quickly issue a um a memo that something like this has happened, because it is by law required that you must report incidents. Is that understood? So that's a legal reason for it. In HSE, there are always moral to it, and we make sure that things are now embedded in law, so that, because we know that people may not follow moral. So all these things, we made sure that they are being embedded inside our laws. So it becomes a law that you must do it or you'll be sanctioned, because we know people may not follow moral all the time. So that's a legal reasons for it. And also, when incidents happen, incident can also be an accident. So there's also costs for it. When something happened and you report it, what you learn from it can help us prevent something else from happening later that can cost us a lot. Or when there's an incident, it can cost us a lot of money. So that's financial reasons why we report incidents. And also, the reasons why you, as a professional, all of us, will go online, we see Piper Alpha, we watch video of Piper Alpha, we watch videos of oil and gas explosions, we see all of these things online. What are we doing? We are learning from their incidents, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
So that's another reason. So those are the four reasons why we report. So for learning, that's why you see I have a page dedicated for learning from incidents on LinkedIn, and some other things which we are still working on and doing some things. So the essence of all these things is just for you learn from other people's experience. You get to learn, okay, this was the reason why there was an explosion in this plant. So when you write your report as an organization, when there's an incident and they send a report out there, people get to learn from them. So that's the reason why we report incidents, so that others can also learn. And also we that the thing happened to, we can also learn from our mistake and prevent further happenings. Is that noted? So
Okay,
in
Yes,
sir.
sir.
incident report, we have reporting processes. Let's say, okay, let's put ourselves as an example. You are an operator. Let's say you are an operator and there is a you are working, then you see oil coming out from a valve. What do you do? What do you do? You are working and you see oil spilling out. What do you do as a worker? That question is open to all. What do you do?
Please, can you repeat the question, sir?
Let's say you are working, you are working, then let's say you are operating a machine, then you see oil spilling out. You have a supervisor, you have a manager and all of that, but you are the one operating it. What will you do? What do you do?
Okay. For me, what I'll first of all do is to close the control valve. First of all, that is, I'll close the control valve. Then I'll report to my supervisor in order for cleanup to be done, so that it won't lead to slip and fall or even a fire incident, sir.
Okay, that's fine, that's beautiful. So can you tell us why you decide to close the control valve first?
Okay, sir. Why I decided to close the control valve is to reduce the volume of the oil spillage, because if I don't close the control valve, the area of the oil spillage will increase.
Any other person? Do we agree with him?
For me, I'll go with what you have said, because that's most
Okay,
likely what I would have done. First of all, try my best to just control the issue, then report to my senior colleague in charge
okay,
of that job.
okay. And also, okay, that's fine. So if you are working and probably you are the first person, you see fire on, let's say, on an electrical panel. Let's do it that way. Then you are working alone there, and then you see fire on an electric panel. The other people are in the control room, some are on the field, and but you are the one that saw the fire. What do you do immediately?
Um, for me, I of course they could have already taught us some control measures when we see cases of fire. So I'm pretty sure there'll be like a fire extinguisher nearby. In every particular work environment or work area, there's always fire extinguisher. Just depend on how many they always put there. But what I've observed, even working in industry, there is always fire extinguisher within reach. So definitely I'll do my just go to the nearest fire extinguisher, hopefully very close to me. Then try as much as possible to turn down fire or extinguish the fire. Then
Oh,
report, of course, report back to the seniors too, so that they can be aware.
okay, okay. Do we agree with that too? Before I proceed, if we don't agree with that, please let me hear your voice. Let me hear your own option.
Yes, I agree with that. Because if I
Okay,
decide to report first, before any action would be taken, the fire would have expanded beyond limits. So I think the best decision to take is to first of all extinguish the fire, then report the incident to the necessary
Okay.
authority.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. That's fine. So for the first one, you are working, you see a spill. By the time you go back, before you come down, the spill might be worse. But first, it's not all that you can control. There are some things that are beyond your own control at that point in time. But if it's something that you can control, you can isolate, you can quickly close the source. Then you go to reports, then probably for cleanup to be done. But in a situation, like I always said, your safety first. In a fire, you see a fire going, you see fire, then the fire might be something that a fire extinguisher cannot help at that point in time. Or you are too scared to even use a fire extinguisher, or you do not even know how to use a fire extinguisher. You don't go ahead and pick up a fire extinguisher you want to. First of all, you have to leave that scene and go and inform them. Is that is that accepted? Because not everything that you are capable of doing at that point in time. There are some things that the moment you are even saying it is already beyond your control. You have to go and report and inform those in charge, those that can easily those that are in charge, like the supervisor, so that they can evacuate everybody. So I just wanted to establish that. So when you are reporting incidents, first of all, you've noticed the incident. Somebody has reported an incident to you. You as a safety person, when you get there, you don't just go ahead and move into the location. Start no. You might be tampering on some of the things that will help you, some of the evidence or some of the things that will help you have full details of what has just happened. You probably cordon off the area, try to like cordon the whole place, make sure that nothing is going there before you start investigating your incident. Is that noted?
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
is.
Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
are.
I can't hear your voice. So
We are together,
We are
sir.
together, sir.
okay, okay. So that is for that. But for you as a worker, not the safety person now, this is something you need to like probably the safety person or somebody that has a superior, has a supervisor, has a manager. You notice the incident, you first of all try to be sure you are safe or not. You don't just go ahead and you want to go and fight fire. Don't just go ahead and you want to go and close the inlet. If it might be a valve that you cannot even, that you is so big that you cannot control it yourself. And the moment you go there, the whole thing is pouring on your face and the whole oil is pouring on your head and you cannot control it. So your safety first. Then what do you do at that point in time? You go back to report to your supervisor or the person, the HSE person, or they come to you, they report to you as a HSE professional. Now they have report to you. In case they cannot put it in written form, you go there, you record what the person has said. You also go there to investigate, to check if it's tallies. You record them. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we always have a plan of action. There are people there are personnel, there are persons that are in charge of all of these things that will do these things, that will probably clean it up. The mechanic, the mechanic probably that will probably work on the valve. You as a safety professional, you are not the one that will work on the valve. So there's going to be okay. It's probably as a result of valve failure. It's probably as a result of this thing, or probably the moment the person reports to you that there's a fire there, what do you do? Do you trigger the emergency response team? They go ahead, they go there, evacuate the people they are there fighting the fire. So all these things will be done. So you don't just go ahead to do this, and next thing you are saying is that you are putting yourself in harm's way, and probably you are also dying in the process, or probably getting injured in the process. No, there are ways these things are done. So this is the process that must be followed. No. So why do we investigate? When it has happened, somebody has told you that this is what has happened. Okay, now we want to, after we have stopped the spill, after we have quenched, after we have put off the fire, now we want to investigate why did this thing happen in the first place? What really happened? So we'll go there, we'll try to find out what happened from different people, like probably the eyewitness that came, that the first person that saw it. While those that went there to go and probably put off the fire, what do they see? Or probably the mechanical person that went there to fix the valve, what did they notice? So from there, you get to know why it happened. So once you have find out what happened, you now know why it happened. Probably the failure of the valve, they've not done, they didn't do proper maintenance and all of that. You now know this is why this thing has happened. Then the reason why we do all of these things is to prevent it from happening again. Now you have known it, and we now know that okay, this valve is not strong enough. Probably we need to change the size, or probably we need a better valve, or probably we need to be maintaining this valve maybe we maintain it every 6 months. Now we need to maintenance has to be done every month on that valve based on the work that the valve is doing. Probably we use the valve every time. So that's the reason by doing that you prevent it from happening again. And above all is to make sure that the workplace is safe for everyone. So like I explained, how do we investigate? Now we want to investigate. You secure the scene. Why do we secure the scene? So that you preserve all those evidence. Nothing is happening. You make sure those evidence are preserved. Whatever informations that you've seen after you go there, you carry your phone, you take pictures, you go back to probably they have a logbook. The person that took over from on the log, what did they write? This one wrote that he handed over oil 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 purifier in service. Oil purifier on the log, there's what they put the oil purifier is in service. That's the morning shift person is handing over to the afternoon shift. He wrote on his log, that's the report, that oil purifier is in service. The person that comes in the afternoon did not read the log to know that the oil purifier is still in service. Maybe they should have off it before they leave. Probably they did a maintenance job, or they did not on it at the right time. So they had to keep it running for 12 hours, which is now spilling into your own shift cycle. But that person did not read the log to know that the oil purifier is still running. So the oil purifier has overworked and now is now spilling oil. I don't know. I'm trying to paint a scenario. There's a sequence here. Are you following
Okay.
me?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes,
somebody
sir.
is okay. We are two operators. Normally, the morning shift are meant to switch on the oil purifier. It's going to run for 8 hours. So by the end of their shift cycle, they will put it off before they go. So the other person coming in for afternoon already know that the oil purifier is not meant to be running when he's taking over. So it's the morning shift person must have switched off the oil purifier before leaving. And if the oil purifier runs for probably 12 hours, it's going to spill oil because the oil will become lighter, it's going to overwork and it might malfunction. But the morning person did not start the oil purifier probably on time. Maybe start the oil purifier like 2 hours to its closing time. That is when he remembered that he needed to on the oil purifier. And that oil purifier will run for 8 hours. So what happens? It means that it's going to spill to the afternoon shift, isn't it? And
Yes, sir. It is.
Yes, sir.
are you following the sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
the afternoon shift person not bother to read his log,
Sorry.
or the afternoon person did not even know that the oil purifier is running. So now there's oil spill. We've already somebody has taken the photo. We went there. You took the photo after closing the outlet and make sure the oil spill has stopped. So now you took a photo. You saw that the oil purifier was still running. Now these are you are gathering your evidence. The person that witnessed it in the first place is there. The log is there. Now you go to the log. You as the person investigating the incidents. And this there is an oil spill at around so time. From the picture we have, the oil purifier was still running as at the time there was an oil spill, and it's not meant to be running. What went wrong? The morning people did not switch on the oil purifier on time. But is it their fault? No. Probably there was a maintenance work in the morning and they did not switch it on. It was after the maintenance work they switch it on. Now, do they log it in the log so that those in the afternoon will see it? No, they did not log it. They forgot to log it. Or yes, they log it, but the afternoon person did not read the log. You can see. So it can be two ways. See that they log it, the afternoon did not read the log, or they forgot to log it. And the afternoon person has assumed that the oil purifier is off. Now there's an oil spill. So this is how we now build a timeline, a step by step of these events. So now so now I will throw you this. So now what is the immediate cause? So what's the cause? What is the cause of this spill from this analysis that we've done? So we are building it, we've seen the scene, we've collected the information. From the information, we are building a step-by-step event that made the spill to happen. So what do you think is the cause? Now we are doing incident investigation. That's what we are all doing now. We are doing it together. So I'm listening. I can't hear you very well. I don't know if it's my network.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm actually on Charlie. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm saying from my end, I was saying it is overworking of the equipment due to negligence of the worker, either the morning shift worker or the afternoon shift worker.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Any other person? We've all
So
we've all done our analysis. We've built a timeline. So from our analysis, what do you think is the cause?
my own, I would have said negligence too, but then again, information. I don't know what English to put, but information not being passed, like breaking in communication. Let me just say that way, like breaking communication on the part that probably the individual that either turned it on, probably did like, apart from just like putting it into probably writing. Sometimes we can still like tell each other if they met. I mean, a phone call could be there. You know, I can tell we human beings we are we can be negligent sometimes. So you could call, say, "Oh, I turned this thing on," or probably you should just like take notes, something like that. Although yes, it's the duty of whoever that's taking over to always like check the log to know what is on ground or what is ongoing at the moment, so as to take caution. Let me just say breaking communication.
Okay. So you guys are the private investigator doing this investigation right now. So any other person, thank you for that. Any other person that wants to, from your own investigation, what do you think? I need one more person.
So I feel the issue is from both ends, like from both parties. The the first the first guy on on the morning shift didn't probably communicate well to the worker that is supposed to work on the afternoon shift. Then also on the part of the worker for the afternoon shift, he should have, you know, checked the logbook to know what's going to do that day. That's my opinion, sir.
Okay. Thank you. It's not your opinion, no. You are the investigator now. We are listening to you. You are the one that is giving us a report from what you have identified. So you feel that is the immediate cause, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in cause we have immediate and we have root cause. So that's the immediate cause. And unsafe, let's say in one of the things that happened was that the maintenance, probably the maintenance was not properly scheduled. It should have been probably in the afternoon when those people come in. I'm just saying, we are all trying to think. So an unsafe act, the person that took over and did not read his log, probably is on the log now, and the person did not read the log. It's also it's an unsafe act because if it's something that would have caused the explosion, then you needed to read and note and see on the log before you start your work for that day. That's how that person is going to miss it. So that's like the immediate cause of it. Or an unsafe act from the person that is going on time off and did not hand over, probably did not put it on the log and still did not inform the person, probably by word of mouth or from the log. That's also an unsafe act. That's the immediate cause of it, isn't it? So now
Yes, sir.
so now we now go to our root cause.
Yes.
So the root
Yes.
cause of this thing now is that
Yes.
the person that is going or the person that is taking over do not even have understanding that you have to read log. Some of them they are so used to word of mouth, like "Ah, alpha, wait happen for work today." They just say it and you get. So they are used to with that, so they don't bother to write it in the log. And sometimes you might forget to say some things. But if it's happening sequence of events, once something happen, you go to your log, you put it. So it means that probably the workers do not have adequate training, and also they do not have adequate supervision. Had it been the person that took over went round, in the moment you took over, you went round the plant to check the systems that are working, and you see, oil purifier is still working. Oh, you now go back to probably the control room to confirm. But this guy did not write it. So now your mind is there that the oil purifier is working. So you'll be able to follow up and ask, when did you on this thing? You can see. So that's the root cause of it. The root cause. There's no proper training, or probably there's no proper training, there's no proper culture. They don't have a very good culture of passing information. They don't have a very good communication. That is the root cause. And even there's a proper communication, and they have a culture of of updating their logs. And also there's a culture of reading the logs, and and they are well trained. All of these things will not even happen in the first place. So that is the root cause. Is that understood? So I'm trying to differentiate
Okay.
immediate and root cause.
Okay.
So do we get the difference on on the immediate and the root cause?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that okay? That's well understood. So we had two cause, the immediate and the root cause. So I'm taking it together so that we identify the immediate cause and the root cause. So now that you have identified the root cause, you are the investigator now. We are doing a proper investigation now. You have identified it, you've seen the sequence of events. So now what will you recommend? Now we know the root cause, we know the immediate cause. What do you recommend?
Okay.
I want all of us to give our recommendation.
Ah. Oh.
So you recommend now, you are the investigator right now. So recommend. What will you
Ah.
recommend to be done?
All right. Can I go first, sir?
This is a practical class, so we are investigating this accident.
Okay. Can I go on, sir?
Yes, please let me hear your idea. Maybe I can also have
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, Jamil.
Okay. Part of the recommendation, it will be that there should be a proper scheduling for maintenance. Okay. And two, there should be a good line of communication. Okay, it may be that after you put it in a logbook, you may have to inform, maybe you have like a team group where you have to inform the next people or everyone on the group that okay, so happen, and then the equipment is still on and will be on for so hours. Okay, that's another part. And the last part is to keep on having like a training every day, reminding people the importance of all the lay down acts and all the lay down operation, why it is important, so that anyone will not act in an unsafe manner. Okay, so that you will know that your negligence or what you are doing in an unsafe way can cause so thing. So if that training keeps ongoing, like maybe weekly or bi-weekly like that. So each employee will know, of course, that the reason why they should be working in a safe way. So those three will be part of my recommendation, and that is all I can say for now.
Okay, thank you for that. Next, go touch
Okay,
everybody. Oh.
for the immediate cause, since we already know that it's due to improper communication channel. So I feel that um, there should be proper mode of communication, probably at the end of each shift. Probably if you are working in the morning, you should also ensure to communicate well to inform the next person that will be taking over everything that occurred also, apart from recording in the logbook. Then for the root cause, I don't think I have an idea for that.
Okay, you didn't recommend that for the root cause. You can. We spoke about training now. Like probably they are not their culture. You can recommend that they train them on the
Okay, sir.
importance of reporting, on proper reporting formats. You get?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is that
Okay.
noted?
Yes, sir. Noted,
Okay,
sir.
somebody next. 5 marks. So
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
yes, I can hear you, Victory.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so what I recommend is no.
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's from my end.
Several reasons for the next shift. Should be observant enough to like go over, just like went to his uh post and things, just skim through with his eyes and says that, oh, the purifier is on, and you want to wonder, but how long has this thing been on? And most likely to have made him to like check the logbook where the necessary information. But so even though it might not be stated there that the purifier is on or not, you will have to now probably pull a call through to the individual for proper information on what time the particular purifier was on, and so that I can calculate. So yes, because many a times, even when I get to work, I also, especially when it comes to things that actually concerns me, I still skim through, like look around my environment to observe things. So I just believe that everyone should always be, should try as much as possible to be aware and be observant enough, especially when it comes to things that concerns them immediately. Then again, the importance of that logbook, you can never overemphasize the importance of information. Especially they say the faintest pen is better than the sharpest line. So things being penned down or written down actually goes a long way because it is there, it's permanent to an extent. Because anyone that comes can pick up the notebook and read it. Okay, this is this that. So this says that the person can know the next plan of action or what he or she needs to do. So timing too is also very important. State the time, especially when it comes to time bound operations. State the time, and even you can put the start time and stop time. So anybody that comes can know that okay, by this so and so time, this should have been turned off or not, especially when it's been a work being handed over. Because many a times, even while carrying out analysis and your closing time has come and you need to go home, whoever is coming back, you have to write it down. I have always observed that a lot. You will write it down. If a particular operation is supposed to take 40 minutes and you're just 20 minutes into the time, you always have to write it down. Okay, I started this time, it's ending this time. So anybody that comes in will see it and just work with that. So that's my own point of view.
Okay, thank you. The rest in class.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay, at some point I was having network challenge, but I can make some recommendations, sir.
Okay, please let's make it snappy. I'm with
Okay,
you.
sir. So one is there should be proper line of communication. Um, the worker is expected to log in every details and communicate to the next worker coming in for the next shift. Then, secondly, there should always be last minute risk assessment before a worker commences his work on the next shift. Then, thirdly, every worker should be trained and retrained on reporting procedures. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, I like our recommendations. They are fine. They are fine. So you as we did this thing by ourselves. So we've seen the evidence, we've built a step-by-step um line of what happened, the events that led to this and led to that. What's the main cause and what's the root cause and what's the immediate cause? We've known it. Then you as a investigator, you recommend what you need. You recommend what from what you have observed and what you have gathered. You now recommend to the organization what they should do. From the recommendation and everything, then when an incident happen like that, there have to be a learning from incident from the organization. Share with the other workforce so that everybody can learn from it, so that it doesn't happen again. So there's one incident investigation tool that we use. I'm not supposed to teach, I'm not supposed to explain that this thing, no, but I'll do that, which is the most, which is because people specialize on it. People like it's a specialty on its own. That's the same way we have we call it the fishbone diagram. Are we together? Well, I will explain it
Yes.
to you guys
Oh, okay, sir.
for those that do
Thank you, sir.
investigation.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
there are investigators. Like this is what incident investigators. When you are investigating incidents, we have two causes. Like I said, we have the immediate cause and the root cause. An example of the root cause, example of the immediate cause, we have an unsafe act. Probably maybe a worker got injured. What's the immediate cause? Maybe the worker was not using PPE, or maybe a worker got injured probably because the equipment is faulty. So that's an unsafe condition caused by the organization. So that's the
Mm.
immediate cause. But a worker that did not use PPE got injured, what's the root cause? Probably was not trained. Or a worker that got injured through equipment, probably there was poor supervision, or the procedure was not strong enough, or they have poor safety culture. So those are the root cause. So we don't focus on the immediate cause alone. That's what everybody see. This guy, they know where PPE now why. But what's the root cause? You get that root cause is what will help us to prevent further things from happening. So we need that root cause. That's root cause analysis. So we have different tools for investigation. We have the five whys method. The why. So before we now go to the fishbone, we'll talk about the fishbone. So when you are investigating incident, you always ask question. How do you get to know? Ask why. You keep you see that when we're asking that, okay, did you log in? Okay, maybe you log in, the other one did not. All those things. When you are asking, those are the why. You ask, you keep asking till you get to the root cause. Because if you are investigating incident, what you are after is the root cause. It is that root cause that you can use to prevent it from happening again. You get root cause is very important, not just the immediate cause. You are the you are the incident investigator. You are not like everybody. You don't just look at the immediate cause whereby they will just blame and blame. What you're after is the root cause analysis of what happened. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So a
Yes,
worker
sir.
has slept,
Yes, sir.
on the floor. Well, what is it? You now ask why the floor was wet. So if the
Okay,
floor
sir.
is wet, you ask why. Then somebody will tell you that okay, the floor was wet. If it was wet, was it not cleaned? Yes, the spill was not cleaned. You ask again, why was it not cleaned? Because no cleaner. They don't have cleaner, or they don't have somebody that is always walking around to make sure that whatever is on the floor they get to clean. You see organizations, they have cleaners around. When there's a water, they come again, they just come clean, you get. So you ask why? Why was the water not cleaned? They say there's no cleaning assigned. Nobody is assigned to clean that area. You now ask, why was no one? You are now asking another why. You see, it's still why. Why was no one
Mm.
assigned? So there's no, we don't have there's no enough staff to clean. There's no enough cleaner. We have only two cleaner. It's the same person that will clean the head office and will go and clean the operations room. Or probably the cleaning was not proper because the procedure was not clear. You now ask again, why? Why is the procedure not clear? Because of poor management system. So now you have gotten to the, okay, now it is from the management. The management should. Now that will now help you with your recommendation. The management should. You can see if you just provide PP for that person that probably they should change their shoe, but that spill will still happen and there will be nobody to clean it. But now you have asked the why to the extent that you have gotten to the root cause, which is that they have only two people that are working. So now you now recommend. That is how your recommendation comes in. Is that noted? You now recommend
Yeah.
that the staff for that job is not adequate. They need more, or they need to train them, or they need to have a procedure to do this particular work. That is you going to the root cause. That is you now at the root cause, whereby you can have profile solution that will last, that will be sustainable, that will prevent it from happening. You see the sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's how a
Mm.
root cause. So what are we after when we are doing incident investigation? Not just the immediate cause, we are after the root cause because it is that root cause that will help us with our recommendation. And it's that recommendation that will help us prevent it from happening again.
Mm.
So now we also have another method. That's the 5 why method. We now have the fishbone diagram. So if you are not on the road though, you can now close your eyes and think about how a fish look like. Not a proper a
Mm.
bone of a fish. We call it fish bone diagram. You know when you skin a fish, that all the bones are still attached together. They are still together. Now you have or let's say you see all those let's say we have a fish, a strong a fish bone. On in the bone, what will you be seeing on the fish? You see the head of the fish. You now see one
Yes.
spine, one line. Have you guys closed your eyes? You now see the head of the fish. You now see
Yes,
one
I'm close
line.
my eyes.
From
Yes,
that
one
line, you now
line.
see, okay, nice. You now see other bones attached to that spine. There's a big line from the head of the fish.
Yes.
Then you now see other bones attached to that line. That is where those branch of bones will now be coming from. The one
Yes.
that are we together?
Yes, sir.
Ehen.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir, we're
So
yeah,
together.
now you now have a fish head that has you now have a spine. On that spine, you now have other bones attached to the spine. So that's the bone structure of a fish. Have you seen the fish bone now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going somewhere. Okay. Let me
Yes,
share.
sir.
Okay. Let me share this. Let me share this part. I want to go and search so that because I did not add a fish bone structure to this slide. So
Hmm.
now you see bones of fish, right?
Yes.
You can see this you can see you are seeing the cursor is on the head of the fish, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's use this fish. You are seeing my hand, right?
Yes, sir.
So this fish, the head, so we have the spine. You can see the spine down to the tail, isn't it? You can now
Yes,
see the
sir.
Yes.
branch of the bones, the branch of the bones, branch of the bones. This is a fish bone diagram. So we use a fish. This is a fish bone diagram. So now what does this thing symbolize? What does it mean? So when investigators do these things, there's nothing you now realize you'll be surprised how they get to know that this thing. No, they have all these techniques, and one of the techniques that they use mostly is the fishbone. That is what you are seeing here. So it's a specialized, people do training on this fishbone. People do proper training on this fishbone. So this is the skeleton of a fish, and this is the spine and the bones. So you see all these bones that you are seeing, all these bones are the ones that represent categories of courses. All these branch bone that you see, this bone here, this bone here, this bone here, this bone here. We have how many bones? One, two, three,
Six.
four, five, six. We have six, Abby.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
using this one. Oh, are you all seeing it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir, we can see it, sir.
Okay. So we have six bones to these things. So all these six bones, they represent different categories that we use. So pick your pen. Not everything you get in the slide. That's why you have to be in class. I just wanted to say that there's a fishbone and then I move on, but we are teaching fishbone diagram right now.
Okay.
So all these six bones represent the bones. This fishbone, they represent the categories. So we have six categories. Six categories. Six categories. And those six
Mhm.
categories, let us now define the six categories. One of it, out of six, oh, number one, people. Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Number two, equipment. That's
Equipment.
machine. Number three,
Okay.
method or the process. Method or process. So when you write number two, equipment, you can say equipment or machine, anyone. Equipment, machine. Number two, method or process. Number
Okay.
four, environment.
Environment.
Number five, material.
Material.
Number
Okay.
six, management.
Management. Okay, sir.
Okay. So do you want me to go back again?
Mm,
Okay. So that's the six. So some
Just,
industry use four.
just number 3 and 4 for my end. After people, equipment or machine, and then number 4 is environment. But that number 3, I
Okay.
didn't get.
Number one, people. Number two, equipment. Number three, method. Number
Uh,
four, environment. Number five, material. Number six, management.
thank you, sir.
Is that noted?
yes, sir.
uh
Yeah.
Before, or some organization use four, they use four bones, but we use six. So you can use four, you can use six, but that six is the one that's holistically. Now the ones that use four, we have the 4M. We have man, machine, method, and material.
Okay.
Man, machine, method, and material.
So,
Okay. So we are going with these six. That's what I'm going with. The six categories of bones. The six categories, the bones represent six categories. Is that noted?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay. So how does it work? The first one, the people. Under people, you've noted, you as an investigator, you know that you are using people. You just know this tool behind your mind, behind the back of your mind. You know that this is the tool you are using. Those people that have called you to investigate don't even know what you are. They just called you to investigate. So this is what helps you to be accurate. You have this tool that you want to use. You know that you have one branch that can cause this thing. The first one is the people. So now you now ask yourself, from the people, it could be human error, lack of training, there can be fatigue, there can be poor supervision. That's for people. So you already have those things in mind that you are using to identify. That's what those things that channel your question. So for the people, it could be from human error, it could be lack of training, that they are not well trained, it could be fatigue. So this is for root cause, so you know, and it could be poor supervision. That's for the people. When you have bones, all those bones too have all those small, small things. So that is those small, small things that we are talking about. But we have just six. We are using six bones and those category. So for the equipment, that's the second part of the fish bone. The second category. It could be that for the equipment, what can happen to equipment or machine that makes it? So it could be that the equipment is faulty, isn't it?
Yes.
There can be it could be that there's poor maintenance on the equipment. And it could be that the equipment break down on its own. So that helps you to identify what could have happened to the equipment. What could have happened? It could be an equipment issue. Okay, if it's an equipment issue, what leads to that equipment issue? You now look at it. It could be faults, it could be poor maintenance, it could be breakdown, isn't it? So now you now look at their method that they use. It could be the incident could be as a result of method. Where's the method coming from? What kind of method are they using? The process that they are using. Is it that their procedure may not be okay? It may be weak. So it could be that somebody that is even following the procedure is trying to use shortcuts.
Hmm.
Isn't it?
Okay.
It is.
And sometimes it could even be that the procedure that they put is unclear. The instructions on it is unclear. You see some machines that they just bring and somebody gets injured there. It is written in Chinese. Some part of it is written in Chinese. What an important information is in Chinese. You get? So it could be that led to that equipment issue. Is that noted?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
unclear instruction. So for the fourth branch, we have the environment. It could be that the person cannot even see well. Maybe the lighting is even poor. Maybe at night, they are working at night, the lighting is not enough. Or probably the light is too much. Or probably noise. There's a noise in that area. Some machines are sounding that you did not even hear that let's say a forklift is passing and there's a rigging there's an exploration going on and forklift is coming. It's even on the forklift is reversing and there's on safe, but the person cannot even hear. So it could be that the noise, so that's what you look for in the environment. It could be that the temperature is too high, or the temperature where that person is walking that led to that person unconscious, and maybe somebody just fainted. It could be that the temperature is too high, so temperature comes in. Or it could be that there's poor housekeeping. They just keep things anyhow, and the person cannot even, that is how the person slept on it. So that's for environment. Then for material, it could be that the organization is not using the proper material, the proper standard. It could be wrong material. It could be poor quality. It could be that some items that they are using are missing. Then lastly, management. That's major. We used to have this issue with many people. Management. It could be that they have weak safety culture in that organization. Or they even have the people that are managing the other staff, probably managers and all of it, they have poor planning, just like the oil purifier issue that we are talking about. It could be from that. It could even be lack of leadership. So now when you want to use a fish bond, we have broke it down. You write the problem. So the problem is the head of the fish. You have written the problem. Example now, let's use one worker slipped on the floor as we've spoke that time. He slipped on the wet floor. So now that's the head of the fish. That's the problem. The fish bone. The fish has spine and the spine now has six branches. You now brainstorm under this six category for people. It could be that the worker was just rushing, or probably he didn't even wear his safety shoe. You get? So that's for people. We are breaking down these tasks now. Or should I give you guys to break it down for me? Where you use a fishbone for me. A worker has slipped. So now let's brainstorm on each category. For the people, what could have gone wrong?
For the people, mm, mm,
Okay.
Maybe one worker did not report an incident, as we have been saying, that happened before. So that is on people.
Okay. What about the person that slipped? What could have been the reason that he slipped?
Yes,
We are still on people. We are still looking at another thing that could be wrong. It could be that the guy is even
mm,
rushing. He just ran. He just run on
morning.
top water. You get?
yes,
Is that
yes,
noted?
yes, noted,
Yes,
sir.
it's not
uh
easy.
Or he wasn't
Exactly.
observant enough to
Exactly.
didn't
So from
notice.
there, you look at that's from the people end. Now, from the equipment, what do you think from the equipment angle?
Maybe there was a
Mm,
leakage somewhere. Could be a
Okay,
yes,
machine or
from
equipment
fine.
malfunction.
Example.
from the
Okay,
Exactly.
people.
in the previous example that we made, like when an equipment have to overwork, then that is
Una,
like poor
una,
maintenance.
una two notebook.
Mhm.
Okay, very, very, very fine. These are things that could go on. Or probably there's no wet floor sign. So method, probably somebody has even cleaned it. Maybe they didn't clean it well. It could be that they don't even have a proper cleaning procedure to clean oil. Let's say there's an oil spill. They didn't spill. You get no proper procedure. Environment, probably the environment is poorly. Is the lighting is inadequate. The person did not even
People,
see. Or probably from the environment angle, please, Omasan,
that's it. For this is
mute your mic.
this other one to off.
Eh, So I've mute. So from the environment, it could be that there's poor lighting, or it could be that on that place whereby the guy slept, maybe they have tiles and the tiles is slippery. It's not the kind of tile that they are supposed to use in that environment. You think outside of the box, you brainstorm. So it could be that the tile from the design initially, the tile is not even a tile that they should be using in that kind of area, isn't it? That's for the environment. A
Okay,
slippery
sir.
tile. Is that not no, like do you even think about it from is that is that angle correct?
Yeah, sleeping tight, then you have to consider the choice of food
Is it from my end? I can't hear you very well. Or is
to
it general?
times maybe say the shoe has worn out and didn't
I
change
think
or
it's the
notify the HR to
network.
change.
Okay. Okay. So that's for equipment. So probably when they clean it and they didn't clean it very well before somebody sleep, maybe they didn't even use the
Can,
right.
can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Sir,
I can hear you.
sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. So please can I
The
continue?
individual could.
Your network is not okay.
Yes,
So that's for the environment, poor lighting, slippery tile. For the material, we list the six material is part of it. It could be that they use a wrong cleaning agent, uh, and they have you have false impression that everything is fine. They don't clean the oil now, or somebody's just walking and didn't know that that thing was not properly cleaned, and now he slipped and he broke his head. So could be that they didn't use the right training, or it could be from the management angle. From the management angle, what could have happened? No training. After they clean, the cleaners don't even have inspectors, so they just do anything they like. Sometimes they just go to work. Sometimes they may not even clean things and they just go, just pick around and just move on. because nobody is inspecting them. So from the management angle, there's no inspection and there's no training on what they are supposed to do. So when you have done all of this, you now analyze it and group all these costs to find out. You now find this one will help you to find all the likely root cause. So it is all these root cause that will help you. So now, before we go, when we use fishbone, when you know that okay, this thing could have been it could be that this thing is caused by so many things. So many things could be the reason why an incident happened. So you see how fishbone has helped us to identify, because identifies all the so many reasons that could have been the reason, so that we will now bring everything together. So it doesn't just focus our attention on one thing, on the people alone. That is the worker, it is the management. It separates it. It helps us so many possible angles that could have led to it, and from there we'll be able to identify all the things that led to it. So I'll give us an assignment for our next class. There's a problem. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have identified a problem. Every time our machine is always breaking down. There's a frequent breakdown of machine. There's a frequent breakdown of machine. So that's the assignment. Problem, frequent breakdown of the machine. Don't forget, when you are drawing this thing, you draw the fish for me. The head of the fish, you put it, which is the problem, is the frequent breakdown of machine. Then you now branch it. One branch, you put it, people, equipment, method. You now list it, the 6th branch of the fish. So you are an investigator. This is exactly what people do when they call them for investigation. The problem is frequent breakdown of machine. We don't know, every time we're always having breakdown of this machine that is supposed to be generating a lot of income for the organization. So now there's frequent breakdown of the machine. I don't know what you want to identify, but that's the problem. Frequent breakdown of the machine. Use people, use equipment, all of those things, and tell us the main cause of this breakdown. You tell us the main cause of this breakdown. So that's the assignment. So, and the assignments, we are doing it now. So we are doing it together. Are we all there? Let me see all our hands up. If you're in class, let me see your hands up. Okay. Victory, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know. 6. I know. 6. 6. 6. Okay, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so shall we? Shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. So now we have a problem. I want everybody be ready to unmute your mic. Unmute your mic and answer me when I ask question. Shall we?
Yes,
Yes, we
sir.
shall.
Okay. Are we sleeping?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So we have the problem. The organization has identified a problem. They have frequent breakdown of machine. So what do you think could have gone on for people?
People.
Somebody
Can I
should give
speak?
me people. Yes, go ahead.
So according to what we've learned so far, so I want to pick to be human error, maybe manhandling of the individual manhandling the machine or the equipment.
Okay, manhandling of
So
machine of equipment. Okay. Any other person that want to
yes.
identify
But
something that the people
I
from the
feel
people?
improper training on
Okay.
how to use
Okay.
this machine.
The equipment.
So
Okay. Operators not trained. Fantastic
yes,
too. Any other person? Is there any other thing that we want to add for the
Okay,
people?
operator not following the proper schedule, the proper
Okay.
document schedule of the machine.
Okay. Okay, that's 2. That's 3. Any other person that want to add to that?
Okay. The operator by cutting the standard procedure of operating the machine.
Okay, amazing. So now we'll go to equipment. What could have happened? The equipment is always breaking down.
So for the equipment, I feel that there is no proper, like there is no regular maintenance of this
Fine.
machine.
Awesome.
Yes,
Poor maintenance. Okay. Any other person for equipment?
Okay, it could be that the
You
equipment
guys are
are
expert now.
substandard.
Are doing proper and okay.
Yeah, it might do 40 parts of the equipment. So
Come again.
Sir,
40 parts, 40 parts.
40 parts. Okay, that's improper, poor maintenance. Okay, it's still part of poor maintenance, isn't it?
And also, sir, not having a proper knowledge of how to operate the machine.
another
Okay.
one is age of the machine itself. How long has it been that could have caused worn out
Okay. No,
or wear and
that's
tear? So
old
the age of the
machine,
machine.
Abby. So from all of these things, I've been able to select 2.
Yes,
We've
sir.
been able to summarize it as 2 things: old machine, poor maintenance. For the people, operators not trained. For equipment,
Yes.
old machine, poor maintenance. Okay, now we'll go to methods.
Okay. Maybe no standard operating procedure for the machine.
Amazing. No proper maintenance, no standard operating procedure, no SOP.
Method of
Okay. Any other thing? Hello, are you all there? Can you hear me?
No, not the
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said no SOP. Since nobody has another thing to add, I will also add no preventive maintenance plan.
okay.
Is that noted? So for
Okay.
environment, what
Yes,
do we
sir.
have? What
yes,
do we have
sir.
for environment?
Sir.
For environment,
Okay.
what do we have?
Overheating of the machine, like
Okay, that's the environment. There's no cooling medium for the machine.
Yeah. No
Okay,
cooling. Yes, that was the big. No cooling.
okay. No cooling medium for the machine. Okay, fine. Okay. Environment, any other one?
For for lighting, put that.
No, clean environment, tidy, like no proper waste management.
No proper waste management. So how does it affect the machine? How does it make the machine break down? Do you mind expatiating on that?
Yes, like let's do something like like the exhaust now from the machine.
Okay,
When it is coming down, the foam is always on the floor, and nobody's made cleaning
Oh,
cleaning the
okay,
environment can
okay,
cause.
okay.
oh,
Awesome.
yeah. That's
Okay, okay, okay. Fine,
Okay,
fine,
adding
fine.
to that one, housekeeping, it can be that some of the dirt in the
Okay.
environment, maybe nylon, plastic,
I was
maybe
expecting
plastic.
that. That's dusty environment and people housekeeping. Fine. That summarizes what the 3 of you have said. Okay, awesome. Then for the let's say the machine doesn't have cooling medium, so humid workshop,
yes.
everywhere is
Cooling
just
medium.
stuffy and all of those things affecting the
Just
machine.
the environment.
Okay, material. What could have been making this thing to be breaking down every time?
It might
After
be
they repair it, it will still break down. What's
what
happening?
Substandard. Use of
servicing
substandard.
Okay,
what is the
okay.
type of
That's like
Use of
fake material,
substandard material.
substandard material. Okay. Any other
not
one?
Substandard.
using not using the proper material like is required for that machine.
Yeah. Okay, like substandard. Okay. Or wrong spare parts. Whether you are
Yes.
carrying a wrong spare part.
Or
Yes,
worn
sir.
out materials already.
Okay.
Will have
So now,
expired.
amazing, 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 amazing. Worn out, expired material, improper material, stuff like that. Okay, fine. Then for management, what do you think is the issue from the management angle that they are not doing right? What is the
quality
management
control,
not doing right?
bad or
Well,
quality control.
I can't hear you guys.
not
it's
proper
breaking.
supervision, like not proper inspection of the machine to detect if there's any malfunction before it eventually breaks down. So
Okay.
supervision.
Okay.
Choose to ignore the machine because some management is when the machine has actually injured somebody, they will
Okay.
not feel the
So
need to not change it.
okay.
Get
So
a
for
new one.
management, we have
For
no
safety.
okay, no inspection policy. They don't have proper
Yeah,
inspection policy. And they always cut budget. Management people,
yeah,
every time they
cutting
want to
project.
cut budget. So because they are cutting budget, they are going to get suspended material. Because they are cutting budget, they are not going to get a material that fits in. All these things are affecting it. So from this, what can we say is the main root cause? Lack of preventive maintenance system. You know, a
Yeah,
system contains all of these things. Like there's a system in place that the management approves what is right. Like they approve proper amount for it. A system, system contains all of these things together. Like the materials, they have a system that whatever material you are using must not be must be the proper spare parts. They have a system in place that whatever the machine is working, it must be cool. There must be, that's a system. That's part of the system. So these are system for maintenance. So this is a maintenance system. So they have a
Okay.
maintenance system that before operators operate this thing, they must be trained. That's a system. So our root cause analysis
yeah,
from all of these things is that lack of preventive maintenance
Also.
system.